This Hoya is called Hoya cumingiana, and I actually first saw this growing in both Thailand and Singapore, and I fell in love with it because I really love just the growth structure of it, how it grows, the succulent nature of the leaves. These are fairly small, but when you actually see them growing, they'll start to grow upright and then over. So it kind of has this midway point between a bushy erect plant and one that's a little bit more of a hanging basket plant. And you can actually see that it's starting to grow out a little bit more here and has a lot of nice new growth that is forming. This does not mind being in a little bit of sun, and it is a little bit more of a succulent variety, which you could actually see here. There's a little bit of thickness in this particular leaf, and it's very compact. So anywhere between 70 and 90%, or even sometimes 50 to 70% you could bring it down to, will be perfect for this plant. I actually don't have this growing near my window, however. I have this growing a little bit further back from a northeast facing window, but I have fluorescent grow lights over this particular one, which is probably why you could actually see this kind of reaching and growing a little bit. It's good to actually promote branching on this particular species, however, because it's at the ends of the branches that they actually form flowers. So if you have technically more branches, then you're going to have more flowering with this particular Hoya. You also might notice that in my soil here, I have not only a well-draining mix with some perlite, but some of this white kind of flaky mix is actually oyster shells. And it's because this particular plant in the wild likes to grow in a little bit more like limestoney, calcareous kinds of habitat. And that means that it likes a little bit more of an alkaline mix to its soil. So I just add either crushed oyster shells, which is what I have in here, crushed eggshells, but my chicken likes the eggshells, so I actually give those to her and instead just opt for oyster shells, which I bought for her, but she doesn't seem to like them. So it's perfect actually for my soil, and they're fairly cheap. And I talk about this a little bit more in the Hoya Care video on YouTube, so you could actually tune in there and find out some more tips. But otherwise, cute little plant. I don't know if I said this, but it's originally from Indonesia and the Philippines, though I did see it in Thailand and Singapore in cultivation. Is not commonly cultivated, I think, in the United States, but you can definitely find it around, and is not too bad in kind of taking root, so you could actually propagate this pretty readily and have it take root. And once it kind of fills out, then you'll have actually a really beautiful hanging basket plant. I don't think I've had this particular one long enough, but I haven't had any kind of problems with pests so far. But Hoyas are pretty, I would say, pest resistant, except to maybe mealybugs or maybe aphids around the flowers. So you're kind of lucky there. So if you want something that's a little bit more resilient and also versatile, then I would go with a Hoya, and one of my favorites, Hoya cumingiana.